from Dimitri's Travel and Tips, and I'm your host, Dimitri, back again to tell you some more about South Korea. Alright guys, so if you missed my last episode talking about how you can move to South Korea, check it out in this little box or this little box, I don't know, wherever the box is going to be, and watch my video on that. There's lots of great information. But getting to the video at hand, this is going to be about why should you visit South Korea, in case you have no idea what South Korea even has to offer. So let me tell you, it has endless things on offer for everybody and anybody who likes to travel, or even people who don't like to travel. They just want to have a great time. Korea is one of those places where it is what you make of it. Alright, so if you just want to hang out and resort all day, you can do that. If you want to get down to the nitty-gritty and backpack around the whole country on a bicycle, you can do that. You want to climb mountains and eat crazy foods all the time, you can do that. But anyway, let's just list out some of the things, and I'm going to tell you more about each one in as little or as much depth as I think is necessary, and I'll probably talk more about some of them in more detail in a future video. Alright, so first reason is new and exciting or exotic foods. Now, many of you might know about kimchi or samgyeopsal or dakgalbi, and don't get me wrong, those are all great foods. I love them. I ate so much of them while I was there. But there's a lot of other foods that are on offer. Now, the thing about Korean food, at least to a Western or American eye, is they look crazy. They don't necessarily, a lot of them look very appetizing, but just look past it, guys, because once you take that stuff and put it in your mouth, your mind is going to be blown, and you're going to say, oh my god, I didn't know that food could have this much flavor. I mean, I was pretty shy to try foods. It took me about, I don't know, 9 to 12 months before I actually got into trying some of the newer ones.
What?
Okay, go.
Done?
Go. Oh my god, it's stuck in my mouth.
How is it?
Alive. It is alive, it's sticky.
But once I did, I was wishing I had tried them sooner. From grilled intestines to seafood stew, the fried chicken, and more. So don't discount Korean food. If you don't know what the food is on the menu, ask somebody. Usually they have an English-speaking staff, especially if you're in one of the bigger cities. And if you don't know and they don't know English, just point and order something. Anything that they bring out is probably going to be amazing. The next one, number 2, hiking breathtaking mountains and vistas. Now, this can be done, or if you're not in such great shape, you need to be in shape to hike these kinds of mountain guys. Then just don't worry, just walking around Korea, you're going to find so many steps. Everything is on an incline. It's the land of 10,000 steps. It's actually one thing that drove me a little crazy. But anyway, the mountains, oh my god, guys, they're amazing.
Alright, we're here on Mount Soraksan. It is absolutely beautiful, quiet, and cold up here.
I I really recommend, though, that you don't hike them in winter or summer. These are not good seasons to do it. In winter, they're going to be slippery, icy, more dangerous. In the summer, they're going to be so hot, so unbearably humid, and you're going to have to pack 2 sets of clothes, a summer set and then the winter set for when you get to the top of the mountain. But anyway, guys, they're amazing, and I also recommend you catch them at the peaks, you know, toward the peak areas at sunrise and or sunset, because these are the best times. My personal favorite time to hike is fall. It's cool, everything's changing. Korea is absolutely beautiful in the fall. It's the most beautiful fall location I've ever been to. And some personal recommendations are Soraksan, Halasan, and Odaesan. 2 of them are in Gangwon-do province in the northeast, and then Halasan is located in the south on Jeju Island. They're all amazing. They're all pretty difficult, they're mid-level, I'll say. But their Korean mountains go straight up and straight down. There's no wrapping around, oh, here's some flat ground. No, it's non-stop. So take it easy, take your time, and take lots of water and food. Okay, guys? Now, Korean culture and amenities. What do I mean? I mean, the stuff that you're familiar with. K-dramas, K-pop, and just Korean music in general, not just the pop. I'm not a big fan of the pop music, but they have other amazing music, guys. You've got the convenience culture of getting anything and everything delivered, and pretty fast too, because Korea is a small country. You can have alcohol delivered. You can do it at most times of the night. You can learn about the traditional dance, going to the castles, and the shows, the theater shows, performances, some festivals, guys. Oh, it's amazing. I'm going to talk about all this stuff in a future video, so I'm not going to really touch too much on it here. Now, it is, however, a country of constant festivals, I will say that. There is probably at least 1 festival, if not 5 festivals, every week. You know, I think there is actually a festival every day somewhere in South Korea. It's amazing, and they're all really nice. A lot of them are free, not all of them, but most of them. Or to get in, it's a very small fee. Everything from ice fishing, jazz festivals, mask festivals, fireworks, Korean food, drinking festivals. There's just so much, and I just don't have time in this video to talk much about them. Drink outside of a convenience store and make tons of friends. So if some of you are saying, what? Outside? At a convenience store? Making friends? That sounds crazy. But in Korea, it's one of the countries where you can drink outside. You can walk around anywhere and drink. There's no restrictions. And something popular to do for both foreigners and for Koreans is to sit outside at the tables set out by the convenience stores like 7-Eleven, etc. that are made for you to sit and eat food, ramen. They have microwaves and stuff for you to cook your food, and get some drinks, lots of beer and soju and whatever else, and sit out on the table, enjoy the night air, and have a good time drinking with your friends. And if you're with friends, or even if you're alone, chances are some Koreans are going to wander over here speaking English or whatever, and they're going to say, hey, can I join you guys? Maybe you'll get a little cheers from the distance, and your 2 tables can even join together. You guys will have a crazy party night. You will learn about round 1, second round, third round. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but you're going to love it, guys. You also should try and see lots of Korean temples now. There's a ton of amazing temples in Seoul, but also on the East Coast in Gangwon-do near like Sokcho, Gangneung, Yangyang. These places are great. If you go in the south of the country, in like Mokpo, Suncheon area, these are also really nice. My personal favorite temples, though, guys, are in the southeast. In Busan, they have a beautiful seaside temple perched on some rocky shores. You see the waves lapping up. Oh, it's so cool. As well as, I believe, off the coast of Tongyong, there is a little island you can go to where the great Korean admiral Yi Sun-shin had one of his homes. I'm forgetting the name of the mountain. I'm forgetting the name of the island right now, but here's me in the future telling you about it, the name. Hansando Island. This is the island where Yi Sun-shin had a temple and a home. And anyway, you should see at least 15 or so temples, guys. If you just stay in one area, the temples are going to start to look the same. So I do recommend going around the country and getting a variety and to really appreciate them, and try and read the little information things. It'll give you a deeper insight into the rich history and culture of Korea. And talking about history, Korea has an amazing history. Did you guys know that the Korean language was actually invented by someone? It's the only language that I'm aware of that has actually been invented by a person purposefully. Because Korea used to speak Chinese, and then they really spoke Korean, but they used Chinese to speak Korean, so it was kind of complicated. It's a little too hard to describe at the moment. I need a whole other video to talk about this. Let me know if you want me to do a video like that in the comments. And so basically one of the kings, King Sejong, he sat down with his little advisor people, his scholars, and they invented the language. They invented it to be easy and possible for anyone to learn to read. Now, the spoken language for me personally is quite difficult. I know some conversational Korean, but not much beyond that. But reading though, guys, that one's pretty easy. At least getting the letters down. But anyway, there's more than that. You really should go to the Korean War Memorial Museum and check out the different castles and things, different museums all around the country. Especially, I recommend the museums in Seoul, Busan, and Yosu and Tongyong. I think these are some of the best and some of my favorite museums in the country. Now, like I mentioned with the convenience store stuff, guys, Koreans are super friendly. You know, they have helped me so much, from assisting me with getting my personal stuff taken care of, setting up my phone, and driving me around to places that I couldn't get to by bus. On buses sometimes, when I was a little less experienced, I had some trouble with paying, and someone just walked up and paid for me. They said, "Oh, no problem. This is for you. Welcome to Korea." You know? I've had so many people buy me food and drinks, and just they're really an amazing people. They're so kind. So I really recommend, if you go there and if you stay there, please don't just hang out with the other foreign people that you're familiar with. Meet some Koreans, talk with them, even if their English isn't so great. If you really want to, you guys will be able to understand each other. They did it in the past before translators. You can do it now with translators, okay? You won't regret it, trust me. There's also amazing cities like Busan, Seoul, Yosu, Mokpo, Gapyeong, Jeonju, and Gwangju. These are some of my favorites. Oh, and Jeju and Daegu. These are a lot of cities. But you can see a lot of stuff and get a good vibe of them if you stay there for like 3 to 5 days. Now, if you have the chance, I recommend staying much longer than that, but I understand most people don't have a whole month or 2 months or 3 months or more to do this. But if you're living there, go on the weekends, on your vacations. You're going to see a different side of Korea if you visit different cities and stay in different cities. Trust me. You're going to experience public transportation out the wazoo, guys. So if you're from a country like me in the US that has terrible public transportation and infrastructure, and where you pretty much have to have a car to get around, you're going to love it here in Korea, because I traveled the entire country without a car. I mostly used buses. It was so cheap. And also the subways and the trains, they're great too. You can get around for so little money. It's insane to me. I truly could not believe it. It was great. And they're very fast too. And finally, guys, if all of that wasn't enough, just generally, you're going to have new experiences in Korea. You're going to experience a people and a culture that is most likely very different from your own. And you're going to gain a new perspective on your own country, maybe, and other countries you visited. Maybe on Korea, you had no idea about it, like I did when I visited. Maybe you'll want to explore more countries in Asia. Who knows? But no matter what, if you visit Korea, you're not going to regret it, and you're going to have an amazing time. Alright, that's all for now, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.